Have you ever stopped to think about what really makes your dog happy? It is not the most expensive toy, nor the most awarded food. It's you. It is your presence. It's the time you offer even when you don't say a word. Because, for him, the most important moment of the day is the one when you simply, it's there. He doesn't care if you've had a hard day, if you're tired, or if you're distracted. He just wants to lie nearby, follow his steps around the house, put his nose on your foot and say, in his own way, I'm here, and that's enough for me. And it is in this silent gesture that the purest love that exists resides. Tell me here in the comments, what is the name of your four-legged companion? What does he do that shows you, every day, that he just wants to be with you? And if this video has already touched your heart, right here, I am everything to my dog, because that's what you are, everything. And today, let's talk about this silent love that transforms. Have you ever wondered what your dog wants? Most in the world, he doesn't dream of long trips. He doesn't care about new clothes. He doesn't even expect a big house. All he wants from the first day he arrived is to be by your side. It doesn't matter where or when, whether it's lying at your feet or walking beside you around the house. His presence is the simplest translation of love. And the only thing he expects in return, it's yours. He watches you when you're distracted, smiles with his tail when you don't even notice, and senses when you change your tone of voice. The connection he has with you is not logical, it is emotional. He recognizes his energy, notices his sadness, and approaches with the sweetness of someone who says, I'm not here to solve, just to be. This is how he demonstrates what he feels. No words, no promises, only with presence and loyalty. And that, for him, is everything. Your dog doesn't see time like you do. He doesn't count the minutes. He doesn't wait for great moments. He lives in the now, and in this now, being with you is the greatest joy he knows. Even if you're busy, even if you don't say anything, just knowing that you are around, his heart calms down. Because, for him, presence is everything. And that is enough. While you worry about schedules, tasks, and commitments, he just wants to keep up with you. It doesn't matter if the day was good or bad. If you are happy or distracted, he continues. Ali.com. His eyes attentive, his senses awake, his love constant. He's not waiting for a special occasion to love you. Every second by your side is special enough. And that's why dogs teach us so much about living the present with more gratitude and surrender. They don't need promises, they just need truth. When you get up, he observes. When you take a deeper breath, he feels it. And if, by chance, you cry, he approaches, even without knowing the reason. Because, for him, it doesn't matter to understand. It is important to welcome, and in this silent gesture, he shows you that love is not about time measured. It is about time lived and shared with the whole heart. You may not realize it, but he chooses you every day. Even when you're impatient, even when life seems too busy, he is still there, faithful, present, whole. Because a dog's love doesn't change with the seasons, nor does it run out with time. It is constant, silent, and profound. And that's precisely what makes it so special. You know that look he gives you when you get up, or when he follows you from one room of the house to another. It's not out of anxiety. It's by bond. Because for him, being with you is the only certainty that matters. He doesn't need explanations, nor reasons to love. He loves because he loves. Because he feels. Because it's part of who he is. There are loves that require attention, words, recognition. His is not. He just wants to know if you're okay. You can lie there close, one can hear its silence without having to understand everything. And it is, in this kind of love that we discover the value of simply, be. He doesn't need you to be strong all the time. In fact, in his most fragile moments, it is when he comes closest. As if to say, you may fall, I won't leave you. No matter what happens out there, his world is you. And if you're okay, it's complete. This surrender, so sincere, is what teaches us the most about loving. A love that does not require strength, that does not measure conditions, that simply remains. When you retreat in silence, he lies nearby. When sadness weighs down, he leans slowly, as if he doesn't want to invade, just to support. He doesn't try to solve it. He doesn't pressure you to improve. He doesn't demand smiles from you. It just stays. And it is in this stay that he offers something rare. A kind of love that embraces without arms, consoles without words, and sustains without asking. Maybe that's why so many people say they've been saved by their dogs, because in the moments when everything comes crashing down, they're ground, they're in no hurry to see you smile again. They know how to take their time, respect their pace, follow their steps, even if they are slower. And in this silent welcome, a strength is born. A force that lifts you up without pushing, that comforts you without saying anything, that only reminds you, you are not alone. Because, for him, it doesn't matter if you're at the top or at the bottom. He will continue there, firm, loving with the same intensity. To love a dog is to accept a love that does not require performance. You don't have to prove that you're good. You don't have to hide your flaws. He accepts you the way you are, with your flaws, your bad days, and your mood swings. To him, every part of you is worthy of affection. And this affection, he offers with his whole body, in the look, in the touch, in the tail that wags even after a long day. It is a love that welcomes without asking for anything in return. There are times when life seems to tighten. Words disappear, forces are hidden, and loneliness weighs down. But who has a dog? You are never really alone, because he feels when something changes, and even without understanding, it remains. He remains as one who guards the heart of the other with care. The days go by, and many times, we get used to their presence. They get used to it so much that they don't even realize how much that looks. That step next to us, that peaceful breath in the late afternoon is part of our routine of our life. But it is necessary to remember, they will not be there forever. And that's why every moment matters. Every time he lies by your side, he welcomes you with joy. He sleeps peacefully at your feet. These moments are precious. These are ties that time does not erase. Time, with its silent haste, takes the days as if they were the same. But every gesture of your dog carries a story that you will only fully understand when he is no longer there. The way he settles in the corner of the room, the sound of his running paws when he hears his voice, the light breathing during his afternoon nap, all of this is living memory. And the beauty of these moments lies precisely in the fact that they are unique. They are not repeated. They are pieces of love that you collect without realizing it. And that, one day, they will be treasures kept in the chest. So live with intention. Be present. Observe more calmly. Hug more often. Speak more sweetly. Thank him for every second by his side, because while he's here, he's offering you the best of himself. Don't leave it to realize how essential he was only after he is gone. Turn the now into a time full of meaning. Because the love that is lived with truth never starts from the truth, it remains. In everything that has been lived with the heart, it's easy to forget that time for them passes faster. And while you plan tomorrow, it is there, living intensely, calm, the eyes shining, the heart willing, and the soul surrendered. He doesn't want to know what you're going to do next. He wants to know if he can be with you right now. Is that it? Dog love is perhaps the only love that remains, even when you're not the best version of yourself. They don't love what you do, what you have, or how you show yourself to the world. They love who you are when no one is looking. They love even their weaknesses, because they feel that there also lives the truth. That's why the bond is so strong. Because it's real. There are days when you may be too tired to play, talk, or smile. And yet, he is calm, the same calm, with the same affection. As if to say, today, you don't need to do anything, just let me be close. And it is in this kind of love that we find rest. A rest that heals without asking for effort. Sometimes a dog is the only one who makes us feel complete. It is he who celebrates our small victories, who understands our silences, who remains in our absences. And all this he does without knowing how much he is saving us. Because, deep down, he just wants to be around. And that, as simple as it may seem, is what the world lacks the most. Someone who just wants to stay. The time you spend with it is never wasted, even if you think it was just another ordinary day. For him, it was everything. It was another day in which she was able to be with the one she loves. Another day in which his presence was valued. And that's enough. For him, that's happiness. When he follows you around the house, it's not out of insecurity. It's because he feels that there, with you, is his place. The sound of his voice, his smell, his footsteps, all of these are home to him, and he doesn't want to miss a moment. Because, for dogs, being together is being alive. And to love is not to want to be anywhere else. It is to live the certainty that that moment, no matter how simple it may be, is all he needs. He doesn't walk behind you expecting something in return. He doesn't want food, toys, or rewards. He just wants to be where his heart feels safe. And that place is you. You are his home, even if the house is small, even if the day is busy. For him, his side is the most comfortable spot in the world, and where he can finally rest. With the certainty that he is complete. Sometimes we forget that this gesture, the simple act of following, is the most sincere way to show love. He doesn't need to say anything, he doesn't need to touch. Just walk behind you, with your eyes attentive and your heart at peace. It is the love that accompanies, that observes, that cares in silence. It is the presence that says, as long as you are here, I will be also. And this fidelity, so pure and spontaneous, is a rare gift. Something that, when perceived with the heart, transforms the way we see love. Perhaps what teaches us the most to love is the way they olham.com us confidence. With surrender, with purity. It is a look that says everything without saying anything, that reminds us of the value of affection, of presence, of now. And that makes a love sprout in us that does not fit in words. A love that is learned by living. And now, tell me, does your dog also follow you around the house with that sweet look of someone who just wants to be close? What was the simplest, but most memorable, moment you lived together? Write here in the comments and share with us this silent love that transforms the day. And if your heart also feels all this, write down here, I love dogs, so we can spread this pure feeling together. take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Thus, you receive more messages like this, made with affection, made to touch the heart. And if you know someone who is in need of a gesture of tenderness, a word of hope, a reminder of true love, share this prayer. Because sometimes all one needs to do is remember that one once was or still is the whole world for a dog.